Welcome back to Suncoast View. Summer is always a good time to pop some bubbly, but with the heavy crowds out and about, it's pretty tempting to stay at home.
But that doesn't mean that the bubbles can't come to you. So a Vine Affair offers champagne and caviar experiences through private tastings catered uniquely to each event. An owner and creator, Gina Lyon, has created our own private tasting in our Rice's Appliance Kitchen. Welcome, Gina. I have to say we are very excited about this.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to bring this to you guys.
So before we get into it, explain what a Vine Affair is.
So I'm a champagne and caviar specialist. So I own a Vine Affair, and we offer bespoke corporate and private tastings where we bring the world of champagne and caviar to you.
That is,
and it's we're here locally, and we do nationwide.
I love this. I think this is so unique as for whether you want to host a private event with your friends or you just want to feel that elegance and flair of caviar and champagne. Yes, I know that's how we feel right now.
Definitely a little uncommon. It makes everything feel special. How did you come up with this idea? How does one become an expert in champagne and caviar?
Well, I blogged about champagne for several years, and I've done all of my wine studies. And so I thought, the pandemic came and I started all of this virtually because people were drinking at home in 2020. And I thought, why don't I bring the world of champagne to people virtually, and we'll do, at home little private tastings. And that's kind of where it started. And now we're here able to do in-person tastings.
I love this, and of course we want to get into this, and of course we don't have an hour to be able to savor everything, but we want to do a quick little synopsis of what it would look like if we wanted to do our own champagne and caviar tasting. So let's get started with the first champagne that you brought us.
Sure. So today we're going to be drinking two champagnes from the house of Champagne Billecart-Salmon. And the first one that we have here is their Blanc de Blanc Grand Cru non-vintage Brut. So this champagne is 100% Chardonnay. It is a dry style champagne, and it's from the best villages in the Côte de Blanc. So when we taste champagne, we're going to just swirl it. So we want to get all of the aromas to rise in your glass, and then you can kind of put your nose in there and get as many aromas as you possibly can find.
So question, I noticed right off the bat we're not in champagne flutes. Is there a reason for that?
Yes. So champagne is best enjoyed in a white wine glass or a universal glass. And that's because champagne, the way that champagne is made, it makes it very complex. It's a high quality sparkling wine. So to enjoy it best, you want to have a little bit of surface area so it can breathe a little bit more. It tastes so much better in a white wine glass than a flute.
And those flutes are awkward anyway. They always are hard to get around your nose and all that kind of
thing. Okay, so I see you have laid out in front of us appearance, a noise, palate, rating. Explain what exactly you break down when you do one of these tastings.
So yeah, we like to make our tastings very interactive. So, we're going to be looking at the color, the bubbles. First, we want to always be introduced to a champagne on the nose. So we want to get all of those aromas first. And then on the palate, on the aromas, we're looking for, fruit. Because it's champagne, maybe some pastry notes and some nutty notes. So specifically on this one, you'll get those. And then on the palate, we want to check the sweetness levels of the champagne and kind of just how it feels on the palate. Is it a creamy sort of sensation or texture? What kind of finish? Is it a long finish? And then I always kind of let people rate, what they think of the champagne.
Okay, so I gave this one a 5 star because I thought it was wonderful. And it has almost like a little citrus on the back end, something a little tangy.
Yes. It definitely is citrus. It's very typical of the 100% Chardonnay, so the Blanc de Blanc.
Love it.
It's an absolutely
do we pair?
Gorgeous expression of it.
So, as you know, this is not the only thing that goes with the champagne. We are actually going to try something which is a first for me, caviar. So I am a little bit nervous. I've never had caviar before.
So which one do we try with this?
Sure. So if you want to grab the white one, so this is Aqua Virgo's Osietra caviar. This is the classic caviar. Osietra is very famous for having this crunchy texture, and marine-like flavor. So when we are trying caviar, there's certain ways to eat it. So I'm going to walk you through it. We're going to start with a caviar bump. Okay, so how we do a caviar bump is simply just taking our mother of pearl spoon. We're going to take a little bit of caviar on the spoon, and we're going to go ahead and put it on our hand here. And we're going to actually eat it right off our hand. This is kind of a trendy thing to do in the caviar world right now. We're going to do a little cheers with our caviar. So cheers, little bump. There we go.
Oh, yeah. I'm nervous.
And then we want to just simply eat it right off your hand. And then when you eat it, don't chew it. You're going to just simply put it on your tongue and press it to the roof of your mouth softly.
I have to watch you while we do this.
I want to watch you.
All right, here we go. You have it on your lips.
What do you think?
It's salty.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
So I love like a smoked salmon or a salty fish. I mean, it's got that same.
It has that fish taste.
Well, one would think.
You know what? It's my first time trying it. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, can we show how much she was going to take though? She dug right in.
This was maybe a little
good for you. Good. No,
I was feeling
fine.
adventurous.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Honestly, it's
and now what you want to do is, yeah, you want to make sure that now you wash it down with your champagne, so your blanc de blanc, because it's all about the pairing itself. Champagne and caviar work really well together because champagne has high acidity and bubbles, and it acts as a palate cleanser for this oily, fatty, salty food of caviar.
Okay, and I know we're wrapping up here, but I do think we should try the other one as well. Could we try the other caviar I think first, and then we'll wash it down? I know I'm probably going in some gauche order here, but I want Kaylee to be able to try 2 different types of caviar.
But I know that we can also try it on wine chips, which I think sounds like a very appealing idea to me.
Yes.
Is that where we're going next, on a wine chip?
Yes, we're going to do with wine chips. This is their Master Reserve, and it's made specifically to scoop the caviar out of the tin. So you can just go ahead and eat it straight from the chip.
I don't taste a ton of the caviar. I tasted more wine chip. Now I feel
tasted more chip
I feel like I need to bump that caviar so I can try it. I have a new word.
Bump it. Bump that caviar, and then wash it down with Billecart-Salmon's Vintage 2009. So this is a vintage champagne. Blend of all 3 grapes, absolutely gorgeous expression of this lovely vintage in champagne.
That is amazing.
So incredible. Well, thank you so much. This was really insightful. I learned a lot about caviar and champagne. And for a list of these caviars, champagnes, or you can book a private tasting, you can head to their website at avineaffair.com. We'll be right back.